Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm really excited to be sharing this video with you today. It happens to be my first pregnancy vlog and my first vlog I've ever made. So bear with me, I'm definitely a rookie. I'm learning about, the settings on my camera still and editing on my computer, so everything's really new to me, so I apologize if I seem all over the place. Again, this is my first video, and if I told you how many times I've tried to film this video, you would probably think I was crazy because every time it's just really, and it's just a different feeling to be making a video and then watching yourself like in the video. It's just, to me, it's kind of weird. So just bear with me. I promise within time I'll hopefully be able to make these videos a lot more techy and just more enjoyable. So you're probably thinking to yourself, why am I starting my first pregnancy vlog at week 20 and week 21 and not the beginning of my pregnancy, say 8 weeks or so? Well, when I started my pregnancy, I struggled with infertility and reoccurring miscarriages. So in the beginning, of course I was optimistic, but I wasn't too sure what the outcome of my pregnancy was, and I just really needed to take it a day by day, sometimes hour by hour, because if you've had just one miscarriage or multiple miscarriages, you know that when you get pregnant again, you get really excited, like, oh, like, I'm pregnant again, like, you're just so excited, but at the same time, you're like, wait a minute here, like, I need to, like, reel myself back in here, because, you don't want to get yourself so excited, and then something happens and you're let down. But I feel like no matter how hard you try not to get overly excited about pregnancy, you do anyway. So, but for me, I just really needed just to kind of live in the moment and just take each day in the beginning, day by day. And here I am, 21 weeks, I'm filming this video, and everything's been going really good, and I just couldn't be more blessed and more happy. And I apologize, I do have 2 dogs, so you're gonna hear them in the background, and for some reason they just bark at everything that they see walk by. So so then another reason is I had extreme morning sickness and nausea. So it wasn't like I wasn't really feeling up to making videos during that time. I want to say that I said goodbye to nausea and vomiting 100% by 17-18 weeks. And I really thought that I was going to have this my entire pregnancy. So I wasn't too sure, did I even really want to dab into the YouTube world? How to really sit down and think, because I am opening and sharing myself with the general public, and so I know that there's going to be positives and negatives with that. So I just had to think about what I wanted to do with my channel. So I decided to start with week 20, week 21, because a lot of things happened in week 20 and 21 that's really exciting, and I didn't want to leave it out. And you're probably thinking to yourself, again, if you see my Instagram post, that that I'm not technically 20 or 21 weeks pregnant, that I'm actually 22 weeks pregnant, and I'm going to be 23 weeks. I'm getting this video out a lot later than what I wanted, due to the fact that, I've been just really busy with work. I own a small business called Wholesome Beauty, where I sell natural, organic, handmade skincare products. So I've been really busy with trying to get that up and running, because I hadn't really sold a lot on Etsy. Everything that I have been doing is more local things. So now I'm trying to branch out and put things on Etsy. So I've been so busy with that. So I apologize. You will see another video for week 22 later this week. So with week 20, week 21, my symptoms have not changed. They pretty much have just intensified just a bit, but nothing new has really popped up. My first one I will mention is increased hunger. I am hungry all the time. I feel like every 2 hours, if I don't eat like hearty things, I just feel like I just want to stuff my face on a constant basis. And I do know that my dinners, I have to eat a bigger portion, because if I don't eat a good hearty size portion for dinner, I will wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning just starving, and I feel like I am kind of stuffing myself, and I know that might not be the best thing. However, I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and what are you gonna grab? Like, what's easy? Like, I have fruit, I can grab a banana, but I feel like you open yourself more up to eating something unhealthy just to put something in your stomach, you know? So I noticed that since I've been eating a larger portion dinner, that I'm not waking up in the middle of the night starving and wanting to stuff my face with who knows what. So my second one is acne, and I suffered with hormonal acne prior to pregnancy. I have stage 4 endometriosis as well as PCOS, and if you don't know what PCOS is, it stands for polycystic ovary syndrome. So I have gotten so many breakouts from that, and it's like the cystic acne type where you get like these huge bumps on your face that you feel like they have their own heartbeat because they're pulsating and they hurt so bad. And then you have people coming to you like, oh yeah, I have acne too, I'm breaking out so bad, and they have one tiny little pimple. And I just like think to myself, like, you want to trade pimples here? Because I'd gladly take that little pimple over, you know, 6 monster, you know, pimples that like I feel like I'm turning into one big cystic pimple. So that's something new. That's not something new that I have been battled. Like, sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied here. That is not something new for me. I noticed that since I've been pregnant, it comes in waves of how bad and severe that the acne is. It's been staying around my mouth, my chin, and jawline. You know, I've always been self-conscious about it. However, I've gotten to a point where, you know, you just try to put some makeup on, try to, you know, make it look okay, and just keep, you know, going on with it, because when you're pregnant you can't really use strong chemicals on your skin. So you're basically just using the natural stuff, and you know, I think the natural stuff is great. I make natural things, but when it comes to treating acne, I really feel like it's those, you know, pharmaceutical grade products that you get from a dermatologist that really work the best, in my opinion. If you guys suffer with acne, like cystic acne, I'd love to know what things that you've tried and that you found to help. I do know that going for regular facials has been very helpful to keep the skin clear, and definitely exfoliating 1 to 2 times a week with a very gentle exfoliant. So at a later time I can share all the things that I've tried for acne, because I pretty much feel like I've tried almost everything you could imagine. So I'd be happy to share that if that's something that you're interested in. My next symptom, and if you see me looking down, it's because I wrote down some things in here that I don't want to forget to share with you guys. So my next symptom is insomnia, and that one stands out to me the most. I am tired. I didn't sleep well last night. I just feel like I was tossing and turning a lot. I'm having a problem just staying on my side the whole night. Like, that's recommended to do when you're in pregnancy. I keep waking up, I'm on my back, so I'm like, oh, I can't be on my back, so then I switch over. So that like worries me, and then, you know, I have to get up and pee often, so I'm just not sleeping well. I'm not feeling that tiredness that I used to at 8, 9 o'clock. If anyone knows me at a personal level knows that I am pretty much like an old lady at heart, that I love going to bed. You know, if I can go to bed at 8, like I will. But this last few weeks, from 20 to 21 weeks or so, I have not been able to like go to bed 9 o'clock. Like, I'll lay in bed and I'll just toss and turn, and I'm not getting that tired feeling. So that's new to me. And then, you know, the tossing and turning and getting up a couple of times throughout the night, I'm just waking up and I'm just not feeling it. I'm just dragging. And so today I just threw myself together, because I'm just, you know, even a cup of coffee hasn't helped me yet today. So hopefully, maybe, I don't know, I have quite a bit of work to do. I don't know if maybe a nap will fit in. But my next symptom is bleeding gums. That is something that I've been having in waves during my pregnancy, but I noticed that it's getting a bit worse. And I did have my teeth cleaned since I've been pregnant, but my gums are just bleeding, they're sore, they're tender. So I've been flossing twice a day. I definitely brush my teeth at least twice a day, sometimes 3 times depending on what I eat. And then, of course, you know, using mouthwash and stuff. So I am trying to keep my oral hygiene at a very high standard for myself, just because I really want to take, you know, extremely good care of my teeth, not just in pregnancy, but just in general. And so yes, this is something that I feel like I'm probably not going to get over. It's something I'm probably going to, you know, battle my entire pregnancy. I just know it's just a hormonal thing. So my next one is itchy skin, and that worries me because I have watched other vlogs, pregnancy vlogs on YouTube. I've read online that itchy skin could mean stretch marks, and so I have stretch marks already from growing on my hips, my inner and outer thighs, and they've always made me highly self-conscious, even though they have faded to a white, but they happen so deep that even like that they're faded to white, that they're really noticeable still. And I just know that I'm probably not going to be, and I'll admit this, one of those women that if they get stretch marks all over their body, that I'm going to be able to embrace it and just feel good about myself. So I don't know, I'm probably already predisposed to getting them because since I got them from growing. The women, like my mother, my aunt and my grandmother in my family, they just haven't, they never got stretch marks. I mean, I think they mentioned they had some a little on their hip or their thighs, nothing terrible. I mean, they tell me that they have them, but I'm like, show me, and I can't even see it. So my aunt did gain like 80 pounds with her first pregnancy and didn't get a single stretch mark, and she's probably a little bit smaller bone frame than I am, so I'm not too sure, but I am using, you know, a organic whipped body butter that I make and sell on myself. I've been using it for quite a few years now, and now that I've been pregnant, I use it about 2 times a day, sometimes 3 if, you know, if I'm getting like kind of an itchy feeling like in midday, I'll go ahead and put some more butter in that area, and it definitely takes away the itch, but that makes me really nervous. So but at the same time, I have to remind myself that it's not going to be the end of the world if I get stretch marks all over, but it will be something that I'll definitely struggle with. And so with week 20, I had my midwife appointment and my anatomy scan. And my midwife appointment, she went over with me that, you know, my last blood work showed that I had really low iron and low vitamin D, so she wanted me to start on vitamin D and iron supplements on top of my prenatal vitamin, and that I had some high glucose in my urine when she tested my urine. And she, you know, asked me like, hey, like, what are you eating? Did you eat a donut for breakfast? And I'm like, no, I like rarely eat donuts, and so even though I think they're very good, but I rarely, like, you know, eat donuts. And so I mentioned to her that I, you know, had went out with my family, so we had, you know, prior to my appointment, I had lunch with my family, so maybe the food that I ate out with my family caused, you know, a sugar spike. And she said, no, you know, normally like lunch to my appointment wouldn't have really put that sugar to that level. And then I told her I've been, you know, a couple days, like the day prior, you know, it was, I believe it was it Father's Day prior to my appointment, like that Sunday. I'm not 100% sure. I think it was Father's Day, but we had, you know, ice cream and some cookies, so I said it, you know, could have been that. And then I've also been craving lemonade, so she said it's probably the lemonade or probably like the dessert that I ate the night prior that is causing that spike in the glucose. So she told me to be careful. So I had to cool it on my lemonade, and I found this when I went to the store. It's called True Lime. It's a black cherry limeade, and it has 1 gram of sugar, 3 grams of carbs, and 10 calories. It's basically non-GMO. It's hold on, let me see. No artificial flavors or preservatives, and it's sweetened with stevia leaf. So I got this since I've been drinking this because I do really still want my lemonade, so I didn't want to give that up 100%. So, hey guys, stop that. So it looks like this. It gives it a nice like pinky color, and so it tastes really good. I mean, I'm not a fan of stevia. I don't really like the aftertaste that it gives, but I've been trying to, you know, use it when I want something sweetened, like a drink or something, or if I'm having tea and I don't want to use honey or coffee. I tend to be able to drink coffee without any sweetener in it, just with a little bit of cream. But that's something that I've been using. So if you're craving lemonade or sweet drinks in your pregnancy, or just in general, like maybe you should try that because that might be a good alternative for you. So she had me start the iron supplement, and the iron supplement that she gave me, which I was really nervous because I have not been able to really take prenatal vitamins or pills of any sort without like either vomiting or feeling nauseous all day long, like terribly, like just feeling terrible, like it's just awful. So she said that a lot of women have said that they were able to handle this and their stomachs were able to handle this. One sec. Hush! I apologize. I think some people are getting their lawn mowed, and so they're just going crazy right now. It's a daily thing for them. I don't know what's going on with them, but they're probably just being dogs, but I feel like since I've been pregnant, they've been even more like touchy about every little sound or every little noise. So anyways, back on topic. I apologize. They're distracting me. Is called Hema Plex. It's a vegetarian-based iron. It's been very easy on my stomach. I do take it with a meal, so I don't take it on an empty stomach. Anything that I take vitamin-wise, I always take with a meal just because I just know that my stomach won't be able to handle it. So I really like this. You know, I know iron can cause constipation. That is something that I'm not experiencing since I've been taking this supplement. And the vitamin D that I am taking is just something that I've had on hand. She told me I could take like a liquid vitamin D, but I wanted to use what I have already so it doesn't go, you know, it doesn't get wasted. I've already bought so many prenatal vitamins that I'm probably not going to, maybe I'll be able to, you know, finish taking those after I'm done with pregnancy and while I'm still breastfeeding or something. But it's just the Now brand. I really like Now. I trust it. I used to work in a health food store, and this is a popular brand that was sold there. So I'm familiar with it and I trust it. So she wants me to take anywhere from 6,000 to 10,000 IU. So I take 3 of these a day because each little capsule is 2,000 IU. And so that's what I've been taking, and I feel a huge difference in my energy level. You know, despite the fact that I'm tired because I'm not sleeping well, the bags beneath my eyes have been kind of, still have them a little bit, but they've improved. I'm not feeling like I'm so tired that just a simple task wears me out. I don't feel weak anymore. And I haven't like been taking naps throughout the day, and before I was like falling asleep, you know, taking a nap all the time. So that definitely helped me, and I'm really happy that she suggested that and that they, you know, tested those levels. And I believe they're going to take my, give me a blood test again and check the iron and vitamin D since I've been taking the supplements to see where my levels are. Now, I will say, do not take an iron supplement unless a healthcare provider has told you, yes, your iron is low. Because if you have too much iron, it could definitely be damaging for you. So don't just be like, oh, I feel tired, I have bags beneath my eyes, I must need iron. Definitely go to your healthcare provider and, you know, get, you know, a blood test to see where your levels are, to see if you need it, because you could be deficient in something else and that's why you're tired. So I don't want you to just be like, oh, I'm gonna go take this, and then you end up like hurting yourself. So please don't do that. And my anatomy scan was just phenomenal. I've had a lot of ultrasounds so far. I've had 1, 2. With my anatomy scan was my 4th ultrasound, and so nothing beats the seeing your baby on ultrasound for the first time, because, you know, I got to see a little heart beating, and to me that was just phenomenal. You know, the very beginning, my first ultrasound, because I've never progressed that far in pregnancy. My HCG never did what it was supposed to, and where, you know, you have to have a certain level of HCG in your bloodstream to be able to detect a, you know, gestational sac, or, you know, something inside this sac, you know, your baby. So that was really exciting for me, because I can't tell you how many times in my other pregnancies that I have gotten ultrasound and the screen is blank, but yet I have HCG that's going up, but still the screen is blank. So that was just, for me, a very special moment. I was in complete awe. And then at 15 weeks, I had a 3D, 4D ultrasound that we paid extra for. Because any chance, I know that some people believe that ultrasounds are not good, but any chance that I get to see my little Reeves, I definitely take it. Because there's nothing more reassuring to me than seeing him on the ultrasound and knowing that, okay, he's growing, he's developing the way he needs to, it definitely, you know, brings a lot of peace for me. So with my anatomy scan, I didn't expect it to be 3D or 4D. I thought it was just going to be your normal 2D ultrasound, just measuring him and making sure his organs and everything is developing or developed how they should. And so when she pulled up on 3D for me and then showed me some 4D, I was just amazed, like, because in my 15 weeks when I had, you know, a scan, he didn't want to move. He was sleeping, you know, no matter what I did, he would not move, and he just kept like this the entire time in the ultrasound, like would not show his little face to us. So I'm like, I didn't get very good images of him. So this time around, I made sure I wasn't going to eat, because it seems like every time I eat, he goes to sleep. So I ate a snack a few hours prior, and I drank some cold juice before I went, and I did allow myself some coffee, and so he, you know, it was perfect. He, you know, was moving around, and he, you know, I just saw his cheeks. He has these full little cheeks and this cute nose, and he's perfectly shaped lips. Like, his lips are full, kind of like how my lips are, but like the shape of them are like his top lip is the shape of his dad's. And so I thought that was just really amazing to see. Like, you can see their facial features at this age of gestation. So and then I got to see his little feet, and so his feet are identical to his dad. So I imagine he'll come out looking just like his daddy, maybe. But if he looks like me or his dad or a combination, I'm gonna love him just the same. I just want him to be healthy. So that was really just a moment for me that I'll never forget, seeing him like that. And every time I talk about it or I think about it, I start getting really teary-eyed, because there was times in my life that I didn't think I would be here. I struggled really hard, and I fought so hard to get where I am. So every time I hear his heartbeat, or I see him in ultrasound, or I feel him move, because he moves so much now, that it makes me so emotional, because I just feel so grateful to have this life growing in me. And for the first time ever in my life, I appreciate my body and what it's doing instead of hating my body. You know, before I was just, all it brought me was pain and loss and just confusion. So for once, this is just a beautiful journey that I'm on right now. This pregnancy is just learning to appreciate my body and to love my body for more than just, you know, my past with endometriosis and PCOS. Now, I know that I am not cured of those things. I'm going to battle those things after pregnancy. But right now, I'm enjoying this pregnancy of not having pain, not having to deal with complications of the two, and you know, really falling in love just with my body and just what it's doing, and that it's growing my son inside me. And so yeah, and so with week 21, we started the nursery, and so that has been really exciting. It seems to be coming together really fast. We painted it like a light gray, and the colors I chose for his nursery are like gray, white, navy blue with pops of yellow. I didn't know like what type of theme I wanted to go with for his room. I looked at so many cute things, but nothing really like made me fall in love, like that's what I want to do for his room. And I struggled really hard, because I've always dreamed of doing my child's nursery, but I've always, since I'm so girly, I've always just dreamed of a girly nursery, you know. And so when I found out I had a boy, I thought, oh, I'm gonna do it like, I was gonna do like Pottery Barn Baby had some cute little boy like quilts and little themes that I liked, but I ended up just going with something a bit more simple, something that can grow with him, that I don't, like, not necessarily super baby, but that can kind of just grow as he gets older, and I can, you know, interchange some things to make it more, you know, fit his personality and things that he likes. So I went with those color schemes, and then I found these really cute pictures on Etsy that an artist had, you know, done, and they had it's like a little hot air balloon, stars and a moon, and an elephant with a little green turtle, and they just were so adorable. So I ended up purchasing those, and then had a mural painted in one of his walls. It was a simple mural, but I ended up having the muralist take some of those things that I loved about the pictures and did the mural on that. So I will do a nursery tour, so I won't show you anything with the nursery right now because I haven't hung up the decorations yet. There's still some things that I have to get to complete his nursery, so probably in the next few weeks or so I'll do a nursery tour and show you Reeves' room. But I do want to show you some things that I did get for his room so far. And this is the Harper collection from Pottery Barn Baby, and I got the crib skirt, and it's white, and this like ribbon here is a navy blue. And then I got this star fitted crib sheet, which is white and navy blue. And then I got this little pillow, which is also part of the Harper collection, and I'm going to put this on the glider because I know that it's not recommended to have anything in your baby's crib besides a fitted crib sheet. I love the look of bumpers. I really wanted to buy the bumper that matched and the crib quilt that matched this, but a lot of people told me that's not necessary. It's just kind of a waste of money. I still do wish that I got the crib quilt, but it's mostly white like this pillow is, and let me show it to you. It has a monogrammed R in yellow to give me that pop of yellow. So I wanted to get it, but it's mostly white like this pillow is, with just the navy blue like edging. So I figured when he is able to use this quilt as a toddler, when I convert him into a toddler bed, that it would get stained really easy. So I ended up registering for just a plain navy blue one at a different store than Pottery Barn. So if I get that at the baby shower, then great. If not, I may purchase it, or I might just wait until he's older and find a blanket or some sort for him for his bed. And then I also wanted to ask you guys your opinion. I have some people told me about the breathable bumpers, and then I have been reading things that those are not even recommended to have even breathable bumpers. So I wanted to see if you could share your opinions, give me some advice on if you didn't use a bumper at all, did you have a problem with your baby getting its limbs stuck between the bars of the crib, or bumping the head, or ever bruising the your baby's head with because your baby bumped into the side of the crib without a bumper. So just share with me what your experience has been and what you decided, because I am definitely open to finding out what you guys used. I did register for a breathable bumper, but we'll see. I'm not too sure. I'm a first-time mom, so I'm kind of new to all of these things and how much research goes into every product. And every product that I have purchased or registered for, I've spent so much time reading reviews and just really looking through everything. So hopefully I made some good choices. And also week 21, it's the first time my fiance Ray has got to feel Reeves move from the outside of my belly. And so now that was really exciting, because before I'd be like, oh, he's moving, and then I would he put his hand on my belly and he would stop moving. And so it's was this game thing from 19, 20 weeks where I'm like, oh, just keep moving so your daddy can feel you. And so week 21, he finally was able to feel some pretty good strong kicks from Reeves, and now it's all the time. And it's something very special for us since it's both our first baby. So we're in complete awe just watching my stomach change all these weird shapes, and he sticks his butt up, or we think it's his butt, but just he is a crazy mover, and I love it. I love it so much. Some cravings that I've been having is spicy foods. I can't get enough of spicy food, and I just think that's so odd because I'm generally a person that dislikes spicy food of any sort. So the fact that I'm ordering hot food, spicy food, I'm just like, what? I don't even know who I am anymore. So that's new for me. And of course, like I said, the lemonade is something that's definitely been a craving. Spicy foods and lemonades have been my top for week 20 and week 21. Prior to that, it's been German pickles, fruit, a lot of fruit so far in my pregnancy. My weight gain so far has been 11 pounds. I started pregnancy at 129 and I am now 140. So I have gained 1 pound since week 19. And prior to that, I feel like a lot of my weight got put on rather quickly, for the fact that I think that I was actually starting to eat like a normal person again, other than saltine crackers, ginger ale, and like rice. So once I was able to start eating a more balanced diet, I noticed the weight definitely came up more. And it's been mostly sitting like on my love handles, so I'm like, great. That's gonna be hard to work off. But that seems to be always my problem area, where if I do put a weight on, it goes into that area. So some things that I did want to show you, because that kind of sums up, you know, what I wanted to talk to you about those weeks and cravings and symptoms and whatnot, is I wanted to share some products with you. I mentioned, you know, vitamins making me, you know, sick. I did find a vitamin solution that I highly recommend that's helped me so much with being able to take a vitamin on a daily basis, because prior to that I was either vomiting up my vitamins or just feeling sick all day because of them. So I started off pregnancy taking, and prior to pregnancy, is Garden of Life Vitamin Code Raw Prenatal. And I love Garden of Life products, but this is the one I started with, and I couldn't handle it. Like, I feel bad because it's like probably barely half left, and I don't think my body actually got to absorb these at all. It ended up being vomited up, so it's just sad. So then I switched to, because that has iron in it, so then somebody said, oh, it's probably the iron that's making you feel sick. So I switched to VitaFusion gummy prenatal vitamins, and those I did not vomit up, but it would make me feel sick all day long. So then I got recommended to try Flintstone vitamins. So I tried those, but then those made me gag so bad because I hate the chewing of the chalky, like I just couldn't handle that. So then I tried a brand called Oxylent, and that is a prenatal vitamin drink packet that you dissolve in water like you would Emergency. And that worked okay for a while. I'm like, oh, I think I found something that worked really good. And then I just noticed that I was still getting that, like, not vomiting, but just noticed that every time I would drink it, like, I would just start feeling really nauseous, and it would just last all day long. So I said, you know what, I'm not doing this to myself anymore. So then I went online and I researched vitamins for, you know, morning sickness or HG, and I found a brand called Pink Stork Vitamin Solutions. And so their prenatal vitamin is a liquid prenatal vitamin. It comes in a bottle like this. Okay, and then it's organic ingredients, 100% vegetarian, gluten-free, sugar-free, non-GMO, organic folate, not synthetic folic acid, promotes healthy fetal development. It does contain iron, and it tastes like a Flintstone vitamin, but it's easy to go down. I don't find it completely horrible, and it's 1 tablespoon. I take it at dinner time, and I haven't had any problems, and I feel a world of difference. And so I highly recommend that if you're feeling really nauseous in your pregnancy or you're sick all the time. You know, again, you know, what works for me may not work for you, but it's definitely worth giving it a try. And then I ordered separately from that, from Pink Stork, is an organic coconuts, help with morning sickness, boosts immune health, reduces yeast, vaginal thrush, and UTIs. So, and it's just, you follow the directions, and it's like these little coconut pellets. Okay. Oh, I'm just dropping them now. And I don't have any stomach issues with this. I find that things have been really great with it. I haven't had any problems with this at all, and I really like it. So, and it looks like this. And then another thing that came with it was the probiotics, which this says to take on an empty stomach with water before breakfast. I did try that, and I couldn't handle it. Like my stomach felt awful afterwards. So I do take it with breakfast now, and I have no problem since I switched to that, taking it in breakfast first before breakfast. And then it came with a morning sickness spray. It's like a magnesium spray, and it does work. But I just haven't used it because I've been feeling so good now. So it definitely worked in the beginning when I was still feeling nauseous. I would put it in the soles of my feet, on my wrists, and I would put it like spray on my neck. So it really helped. Another thing that I do take that I haven't showed you is Garden of Life Ocean's Mom Prenatal DHA. So I do take that as well. So seems like I am taking a lot of supplements because I showed you my vitamin D and iron, but I feel like it's just not too much, and it makes me feel really good, and I know that, you know, I'm giving myself and Reeves, you know, the nutrients that we both need during this time. So I did talk about face like acne. So I have a couple face washes that are you know, marketed for pregnant women, and so I have tried them. The first one that I tried was Belly Anti-Blemish Facial Wash, and I'm not in love with this one. It doesn't lather very good in my opinion. I like things that lather well, and this just doesn't work out well for me. What I do like it because it says in directions you can use it as a like kind of a face mask, and so I have used it for that, and I do like it because it is a gentle exfoliant. It does have some lactic acid in it. So again, not my favorite, but I have read that this worked really well for women. Another one that I tried was the Mamma Mia Gorgeous Glow Balancing Facial Wash. It has like a very pretty lavender scent to it. It smells very natural. I like this one. This one's really good. It lathers nice. And I like this as a face wash. I like this better as say a little facial mask. So I have read that people who this one worked well, this one didn't work well for them, or this didn't work well and this one worked well. So I just recommend, you know, ordering and trying them both and see what works for you. And then I wanted to share my body butter with you. I wanted to give, you know, a little demonstration of that. This is what the jars look like. This is what the body scrubs, either sugar or salt, will come in, and the body butter. If you do want a glass jar, say that you prefer glass over plastic, or you're buying a gift and want something like really cute for a gift basket, I can do custom orders for glass jars. So keep that in mind if you're interested. This is what it looks like, and then I don't put labels on my own just because I don't want to. I know what it is. I don't really need a label on it. But a little bit goes a very long way with this product. I feel like if you haven't used a organic oil-based body butter before, then a lot of people think, okay, they need to put so much on, they need to lather themselves, and then they're really greasy, and then it stains their clothes, and they just don't love it. And I feel like it's formulated to be able to use very little, to be able to spread and just go a long way and be very moisturizing for you. It's very emolliating. So I start with a tiny amount, and it, you know, when I whip it, it looks nice and fluffy, but when you put it in the jar and it sits for a little bit, it kind of like hardens up. And depending on like how cool or warm your house is, I definitely, you know, recommend keeping it in a cool, dry place. Definitely will last you longer. And then you use your body heat to melt it. And it becomes kind of like an oil, and you just spread it where you want it in your body. And then you just start with a little, and you apply it, and you see if you need more. Always start less, and you can always add a little more as you feel like you need it, or in the areas you need. My fiance Ray, he uses this daily. You know, he doesn't have super dry skin like I do. I need to use this all over my body, but he tends to just use it on his face, neck, hands, and like chest area, and you know, that's good for him. You know, if he feels like he has dry skin somewhere else, then he'll use it, you know, other places, but that's just where he uses it, and he loves it. He hasn't used anything else since I've known him. When he gets low, he, you know, constantly reminds me, because I don't make this in bulk. As my orders come through, then I make it because I want the freshest of product to go to my customers. I don't put any preservatives in it, so even though it should have a really long shelf life, I just rather you guys get a really fresh product. So when he runs low or he runs out and like I'm just too busy, then I haven't been able to make the body butter, because it is a long process and it's a very messy process. And then he starts stealing mine, and then we're both out, and we're just like, then I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to make body butter, even if it's just for us, you know? So that is the body butter. And then another good product that I wanted to show, because I know a lot of women try to find a natural deodorant that works while they're pregnant, because, you know, your drugstore normal deodorant does contain a lot of chemicals, and those chemicals have been linked to possibly causing breast cancer. So I have been using a natural deodorant for quite a few years now. Probably, I want to say 2013 or so, I started playing with different you know, brands of all natural deodorant. I did find Primal Pit Paste, and if you watch Danielle Beauty Bliss or Danielle Baby Bliss, she's the one that shared this brand to me, and so I tried it, and it for sure works. What I like about their products is that you can order a small sample size of deodorant, so you can try different scents, because everyone has their own body chemistry. So what scent works for me may not work for you. So keep that in mind when you're trying a natural organic deodorant, that the essential oils are going to be different. They're going to work differently for every person. So you may have to try a few different scents until you find what works well with you. When you go through the process of detoxing your armpits from the traditional deodorant to a natural deodorant, it can get a lot of irritation. And I know, since I have really dry, sensitive skin, that was the case for me. I had a lot of sensitivity. So I bought this Primal Pit Primer. It's skin soothing serum. So I use this, especially after shaving. I'll put a few little drops, and the oil doesn't like stay on your armpits. It's a very light oil. It gets absorbed really quickly. So I like that. Right now by Primal Pit Paste, because I haven't been using them consistently. I do use the serum consistently, but I found a different brand that I tend to like a bit more. So the one that I have is for sensitive skin. It's baking soda free, and I feel like this doesn't work as well. I like maybe using this at nighttime, because, you know, it's summertime, and sometimes as I've been pregnant, I tend to get more hot and tend to sweat sometimes at night. I know that probably sounds really gross. But I don't want to wake up feeling stinky. Normally I shower before bed, so I just kind of want to stay like fresh. So I'll use this one. But again, like if you're going out to the gym, running errands, I feel like I still get a bit of stink with this. So, and this is, I believe, the coriander sage scent. Not 100% sure. I think so. But this is what it looks like. And they come in jars or sticks. I tend to like the sticks, but that's basically what it is. It's really hard, and I just don't like it. This type doesn't really go on smoothly. The sensitive skin, the one that's baking soda free. But what I have found that I love with all natural organic deodorants is a brand that I have gotten off an sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied here. An Etsy shop called Body Basics. And I generally use their rose geranium, like lemon scent, I believe it is. And I love it. I tend to always be very drawn to rose scents, so I feel like those rose scents tend to work well with my body chemistry. But right now I wanted to try something different by them. Tea tree and lemongrass. I think this works really good. It's the same formula, it's just different essential oils. When I'm finished with this, I will go back to the rose one, because I feel like that scent works well for me. I noticed that I have to kind of put this on twice a day to keep me from being stinky. The rose one, I think that worked well with my body chemistry, so I was once a day with that one. Or maybe it's just that I'm pregnant and I just need to apply deodorant more often because I'm sweating more. But that's what Body Basics looks like. I like that, you know, the label is very simple. It's definitely organic looking, and I like their products. I will link their shop for you, so if you want to check them out, definitely do. I definitely love her deodorants for sure. And the last thing I want to show you is my bump box. I signed up recently and got my first bump box at week 20. A monthly subscription to bumpboxes.com, and you get full-size products by them. You can choose how often you want your bump box to be mailed to you. You can choose a first trimester, second trimester, or third trimester box, and they just send you one box for each trimester. This one I did monthly, so I'll get monthly bump boxes. And this past one that I got was the Earth Mama Angel Baby Organics Organic Peaceful Mama Tea. It's a citrus chamomile flavored tea, and I love this. When I run out of this, I will be ordering more of it. It's just a really nice calming tea to have at nighttime. Me and Ray do enjoy drinking tea at night after dinner, so this is one that I've been really enjoying. And then it came with 2 items by Deep Steep, which I used this brand prior to making my own products. I really like them. I'm glad that they didn't give me like a lotion, because I don't use other lotions. I just use the body butter because, again, I have really sensitive skin, and so for some reason I just, I'm sticking with the body butter that I've been making and using since 2003 because it works for my skin. I don't have any irritation. It keeps me moisturized. Even if I just applied it once a day, I would still be moisturized all day. So, but since this is a bubble bath and a foot cream, and this gives you like a minty tingling feeling on your feet, I'm going to use it because, again, I paid for it and it just goes on my feet, and my feet are not sensitive. So so this is the lavender chamomile, and I do make bubble bars, and so they give a lot of bubble. This doesn't give as much bubble, so sometimes when I just kind of want like a light bubble bath, then I'll use that. Right now I have like a floral type bubble bar made, and so that one, since pregnant, I've been pregnant, has been one that I'm just my sense of smell is a little too powerful for me, so I like having this on hand. And then this is the foot cream, the Candy Mint foot cream, and I do watch Erin Williams on YouTube, and so I know that she ended up getting a bump box later in her pregnancy with the same product, so I think that if you order a bump box, you'll probably end up getting some of the same products in your box as well. As when will you get these products, I don't know. It just happens to be my first box, and I didn't start getting these boxes in my first trimester, which I probably should have. I wish that I did, because maybe they would have given me some really neat things to help battle nausea. And another things that they gave were these little massagers, so like a little wooden massager, and I haven't used this, which I should, a hand and foot little massaging ball. And then what's not pictured that it came with was a vitamin prenatal biscuit, and it was disgusting. It made me feel really nauseous after eating it, so I don't have that to show you, but that would probably be in the same box if you were to order bump boxes and get the same type of products, but maybe they switch out little things here and there in their bump boxes. I'm not too sure. So you can order yours if you're interested at bumpboxes.com. I'll link that for you, so you can go ahead and check it out and see their products that they have available. I believe these are $40 a month, I want to say, or $30 a month. I'm probably going to keep up with it because I'm happy with it. I did get full-size products, so I think it's definitely worth it. If the next few boxes, if I feel like, oh, these are like pointless stuff, I'm not even using the things that are in it, then I will probably maybe just unsubscribe to bump boxes. I'm not too sure. But another thing that I signed up for is a monthly subscription to maternity clothes. It's called Bump Style Box, and you get designer type maternity clothes, and I'm really excited for this box. I looked into getting Stitch Fix, and I like them a lot for non-maternity clothes, but for maternity I just wasn't very happy with the quality of Stitch Fix, and so I decided to go with Bump Style Box while I'm pregnant, and then maybe switching to Stitch Fix after pregnancy, because I know shopping might become more of an issue now that I have a child. So it's the same thing. If you're familiar with Stitch Fix, it's the same thing for Bump Style Box. The only difference is that you're getting maternity clothes. So you fill out your questionnaire, and you share about your personality, what styles you like. They give you examples for you to rate, like you like it, you hate it, you love it, it's okay type of thing. That you get to kind of like click down and what, you know, style category that you like. You get to put in what prints and colors you want to stay away from, your size and measurements and stuff like that. And then you schedule your box to be sent to you, and so you get a personal stylist that picks out things for you, you know, anything from jewelry to tops, dresses, bottoms, you know, things that can kind of go together. If you have, you know, an outfit in mind that you already have that you love but you don't have jewelry, you can even email your stylist a picture of, say, the top or dress. Okay, do you have something that might match this really well or go with this really well? So you can definitely do that. So I'm really excited. That should come. I got a notification that it got shipped yesterday, so hopefully if it's not here by for my next video that I'm going to film tomorrow and post by Thursday for you guys, then maybe hopefully it'll be in my next video after that. And that's all I really have to share with you. You know, what can you expect from my videos? You know, I'm a rookie. I'm very new at this. It's my goal to get, you know, at least one video up for you a week, which will be a pregnancy vlog. I do plan on doing a nursery tour for you guys, as well as sharing my experience with infertility, with endometriosis and PCOS, my miscarriages and how that all went down, and the surgeries that I had and what helped me get pregnant. So I definitely will make that video for you guys soon and post that, because I do get, you know, messaged on Instagram often about, you know, how did I get pregnant, that sort of thing. So I am more than happy to share my experiences with other women. I think that, you know, education is key, making women feel like they're not alone going in this journey. I know that it's the most trying and difficult journey that you can embark upon, and there was times where I felt like no one understood me. I was in pain all the time, and I would have people like, why, you know, put it in your head that you're not in pain, or, you know, what you're doing, like, you know, mind over matter type of thing. And I'm like, that's not it. Like, do you think I tried to be positive and put in my head that I wasn't feeling this pain? You know, do you think I've tried this? Because this is real. Like, I'm experiencing this, and how can you tell me just to put it in my head that I'm not experiencing this? What, to not just pretend that I'm not going through it? No, I have to deal with it. This is real. Like, I have to face this, you know, full force here and get through it. So I know like what that feels like. So I want to share my experience with you guys, because I am 26 years old and I've dealt with so much of it at such an early age, and I know that there's probably women out there that suffered a lot harder. Their journey has been longer to get pregnant than mine, but no matter how long your journey is to get pregnant and how long you battle endometriosis or PCOS or any other reproductive, you know, issues, it still feels like a lifetime, and it's still hard, and it's always great to know that there's other women out there who understand what you're going through and who support you and who are cheering you on and who are praying for you and sending you positive thoughts, you know, whatever your source of, you know, where you get your faith from, that there's women out there, you know, rooting you on. So thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I do apologize that it's long. I look forward to, you know, sharing another video with you later this week, and I hope that you guys enjoy. All right, take care. Bye now.